Linux Mint or Windows? I use both. I recently installed Linux Mint on my second NVMe drive, and it has been great so far. Before installing it, I had watched PewDiePie's video about Linux, and then I became curious. Does Blender run on it? My Windows 11 still works fine. Maybe once in a while felt a little bit slower. Let me show you some numbers. With OBS on and the Task Manager opened, it uses 18% from my 32 gigabytes of RAM. It will go beyond 20% if I open up the browser for sure. On idle or just after reboot, it uses around 12% to 16% on average. It is not bad. Now, let's have a look at the Linux Mint. It only uses 10% with the OBS on and 3 tabs running in Mozilla. On a fresh start or reboot, it only uses around 1 gig of RAM. Far less resources were used. Now, how well does it run the Blender 3D software? CG Geek did the test a few years ago and showed Blender ran faster in Linux. Let's run a test. I have done some rough Blender render tests to compare the performance between Linux Mint and Windows 11. This is not an accurate and serious benchmarking. However, I adjusted the render settings in the same order on both OS to treat them as fair as I can. I'm using 3 demo files available on the Blender website. Based on the VRAM usage, I categorized these 3 as light, medium, and heavy scenes. Here are the results. In the Cozy Kitchen scene, Linux Mint is around 4% faster in 3 runs, and 10.6% faster in the first run where the initialization happens. Similar patterns can be seen as well in the classroom scene. Linux Mint runs the initialization a lot faster. Mint is around 5 to 6% faster. In the junk shop scene, on average from 4 renders, Linux Mint is 22% faster. I see the heavier the scene, the further Linux Mint is ahead of Windows 11. Linux Mint does a good job.